6 years of marriage, one dinner table conversation, and my entire world collapsed in 60 seconds. She looked me in the eyes and said, "I want a divorce." I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. But what happened just 3 weeks later, I never saw coming in my entire life. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I was a normal guy happy, or at least I thought I was. Sarah and I had been married for 6 years. We met in college, fell in love fast, got married young. We had a good life. Nice apartment, stable jobs, weekends together. But somewhere in the last year, something changed. And I didn't want to see it. Sarah became quiet. Not the comfortable quiet of two people who know each other well. A cold quiet. A distant quiet. She stopped asking about my day. She stopped laughing at my jokes. She came home from work, ate dinner, and disappeared into her phone. I really tried. I planned date nights. She said she was tired. I bought her flowers. She smiled politely like you smile at a stranger who holds the door for you. I asked her directly, "Are you okay? Are we okay?" She always said the same thing. "I'm fine. Just stressed with work." I believed her. Because I wanted to believe her. The night everything ended. It was a Tuesday. Nothing special about that day. I came home, made dinner, set the table. Sarah came home, sat down across from me and didn't touch her food. She just looked at me. That's when I knew something was wrong. Really wrong. She took a deep breath and said, "I want a divorce. I'm not happy. I haven't been happy for a long time." I put my fork down. I asked her why. She said she had fallen out of love. She felt trapped. She needed space to find herself. I asked if there was someone else. She said no. I begged her counseling, therapy, anything. She shook her head. 2 weeks later, she packed her bags and moved to her sister's place. Just like that. 6 years and she was gone. Those 2 weeks after she left were the darkest of my life. I stopped eating properly. I couldn't sleep. I went to work every day like a ghost just existing, not living. I called a divorce lawyer. Papers were being prepared. I told myself it's over. Accept it and move on. I had no idea what was coming. The knock at the door. It was a Thursday night, almost 10 p.m. I was sitting alone on the couch staring at nothing when I heard a knock at the door. I opened it. It was Sarah. She looked terrible pale, eyes swollen from crying, hands shaking, and in her hand a pregnancy test. Positive. I couldn't speak. I just stepped aside and let her in. We sat on the same couch where she had basically ended our marriage, and we both just stared at that little stick. Then she started crying. Not soft crying, the kind of crying that comes from somewhere deep. And she said, "I made the biggest mistake of my life. I was so lost and so broken inside, and instead of telling you, I ran away from you. And I am so sorry." I sat there. 1,000 emotions hitting me at once. Anger, sadness, love, confusion. I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. I just let her cry. The truth comes out. We talked that entire night, until 4 in the morning, and for the first time in over a year, we were actually honest with each other. Sarah told me she had been struggling with depression for almost 2 years. She had been secretly seeing a therapist but never told me because she didn't want me to see her as weak. She said she didn't fall out of love with me. She fell out of love with herself, and she took it out on our marriage. There was no one else. The baby was mine, and sitting there at 4 a.m. exhausted, emotional, completely raw, I made a decision. I told her, "Sarah, I never stopped loving you, but I cannot go back to pretending everything is fine. If we do this, we do it right. Therapy, honesty, no more hiding." She nodded, and for the first time in a long time, she reached over and held my hand. She moved back home the next morning. Where we are now. Couples therapy was brutal. Sitting in that room, saying things out loud that we had never said to each other, it was painful in a way I can't fully describe. But it was also the most important thing we ever did. I learned things about my wife after 6 years of marriage that I never knew. And she learned things about me, too. Her depression is being treated now, properly. Medication, therapy, lifestyle changes. I watch her every day, slowly becoming herself again, and honestly, this version of Sarah feels more real, more open, more present than ever before. Our daughter was born healthy. She has Sarah's eyes. I look at her sometimes and think this tiny person saved us. Not because she was born, but because she gave us both a reason to finally stop running and start fighting for each other. Are we perfect? No. Are we trying? Every single day. And right now, that is more than enough. If you made it to the end, thank you. Stories like this remind me that relationships are never simple. Sometimes the people we love are fighting battles we know nothing about. Did I make the right decision? I think so. But I'd love to know what you think. Drop it in the comments. And if this story hit you in the feels, subscribe. I share real stories like this every week.